Christian Mbilli versus Nicholson, 10 rounds in the super middleweight division. This is the co-main event of Steve Claggett and Sanchez happening this week, Friday. Let's get into it. Let's start with the 2016 Olympian Christian Mbilli. 24 wins, no losses, 20 wins by way of knockout. Last year, he fought 3 times and won them all. He's fought once this year already back in March, which we'll get into. But there's a lot to like about Mbilli, man. He's strong, throws with bad intentions, fights well on the inside, mixes up his attacks nicely. Mbilli is a little heavy-handed. Any one of the shots that connects could be the shot that takes you out or wobble you or make you second-guess your approach. Mbilli can punch, and you would think he'd be able to do that. You know, he's got that added help because he trains with Artur Beterbiev or has trained with him. Correct me if you know, correct me in that aspect. As a young up-and-coming fighter, man, your level of competition doesn't really start too strong. So I was waiting for him to fight someone who was going to give him more of a test per se. So when he fought Ronald Ellis, someone who's been in there with David Benavidez, that was a fight where Mbilli showed the skills is real. Right, he did work, took momentum, control of the fight, and won by unanimous decision. It was a good thing that it went the distance because he's only been the distance to that point once before, I believe it was. So he needed those rounds. Now, in his last fight, he stepped into the ring to face Carlos Gongora, a 2-time Olympian in his own right, the former IBO super middleweight champion. He took that title from Ali Akhmadov, who was undefeated. And he lost in a close fight when he fought Lerone Richards. But a proven opponent who's still in his prime and can box and has power and add to the mix a southpaw. Mbilli hasn't fought too many southpaws to that point. So this was going to be a great matchup, at least on paper. And when they got into the ring, man, it lived up to the hype of this fight. It was just a back and forth action, man. Back and forth, close range fight, heavy punches from both men. Mbilli was getting caught early with some uppercuts. One hurt him, but for the most part, man, he took those shots like a champ, right? And kept coming forward and not allowing himself to lose confidence in his skills in the fight or to get frustrated where he did things that was out of his nature. Mbilli is a risk taker, man. He isn't afraid to let his hands go, but with taking risks, sometimes he overextends himself and catches himself reaching and lunging to land his shots. And if timed at the right time, you can make him pay with a counter of your own. But he's so explosive and strong that he generally recovers quick enough to catch himself and reset his feet. He made Gongora fight his fight, that close range, shot for shot type of fight. His defense was his offense that fight. Now, there are a few fights when you have to dig deep, right? Fights where you get to see the heart and the character of a fighter. Every person on this planet can dig deep, endure, and face a tremendous amount of tests. The 8th round of that fight was a test for Mbilli because he was hurt. He got caught with a lot of shots that round. The same uppercut he was getting hit with at the beginning of the fight, he got clipped with that again in the 8th, and it wobbled him. And it looked like he was in trouble, but he recovered very well and fought his way back from being hurt and turned the momentum in the last minute of that round. Mbilli would ultimately win the fight by unanimous decision, but it was an exciting fight and a fight where he had to dig and endure and then press on. I thought his shot placement was exceptional that fight. I thought the mix of attacks from the head to the body and most importantly, the heart inside was on display in that fight. It was a great showing on his part, and I'm sure he will be looking to do more of the same this weekend. Let's talk about his opponent, Nicholson. 25 wins, 5 losses, 1 draw, 22 wins by way of knockout. I like what Nicholson is about, man. He does a lot of work for his community away from the boxing ring. Gotta respect that. He's lost 5 fights. He's only been stopped twice, though. Early in his career in 2014, 4 years later in 2018 when he fought Jesse Hart. But he's been in the ring with guys like Edgar Berlanga and Demetrius Andre. And he was able to go the distance with both of those men. So when it comes to toughness and durability, he's not an easy guy to just put away. Now, when he fought Berlanga, he got knocked down 4 times. Which is kind of crazy because, I mean, more times than not, we've seen in many cases before, you get knocked down twice or three times, the ref is going to call it. And I felt like Nicholson had problems with Berlanga's speed, right? When he gave Berlanga space to work, Berlanga got off on him and he couldn't keep up, right? But when Nicholson closed the gap, tied him up, and let off shots from in close, he had some success. But he didn't have an answer for what Berlanga was doing that night. But a night where he got knocked down 4 times, and all 4 times he got back up. So you have to give him credit for that, because it could have been easy to stay down, but that shows the level of heart and character that he does possess. When he fought Andrade, it was kind of the similar fight. Andrade's speed was a big factor, the precision, the accuracy of Andre, but I felt like it was a better fight for Nicholson because he was fighting the smaller man. And there was a round or two when Nicholson was doing good work, caught him a few times with some good body shots and let off some solid sound combinations. There was a small knockdown that was called a slip by the ref. But if you watch the replay, you can kind of see, or it makes you say, I wonder if that was a slip where it looked like a knockdown. You know what I'm saying? But Nicholson had a much better showing, even though he did lose that fight. But he looked to be in good spirits and good conditioning towards the end of the fight and kind of came on strong in the second half of the fight. So we'll see what he can do this weekend against Mbilli. So who wins? I think this is a better stylistic fight for Nicholson because Mbilli is a come forward type of guy. But that means the pressure and the punches are going to be coming in full swing from different angles, from different placements. I like Christian Mbilli to win this fight by decision. If he can stop Nicholson, that will be something because he's a very tough cat. His losses have came from body shots. So if there is an opportunity to get a stoppage, maybe it's a body shot and he catches him there. Or maybe he has him on the ropes and he just tees off him 7, 8, 9 shots at a time. And maybe the ref will be able to stop it there. But I think it's going to go the distance. I think Mbilli is going to win this fight by decision. What are your thoughts on this fight? Who do you have winning this one? Let me know in the comment section below. If you would like to support the channel, there's a couple ways you can do so. You can like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to support by way of donation, you can find options in the description below. Also, my Cash App handle will be on screen as well. Any amount goes towards the growth of this channel, and it will be greatly, greatly appreciated. We got a membership section going on the channel. Don't always get to do all the suggested videos you guys suggest in the comment section below, but if you become a member, those suggested videos rise to the top, and I will do my best to get those done for you. Or if you would like to become a member, just support the channel, that would be greatly, greatly appreciated as well. Shout out to everybody that continues to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate each of you. So with all that being said, if you've been watching the video this long, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel, and we'll definitely see you next time.